Women in these positions just take advantage of the environmental opportunity they have. They've got in the 21st century. Thank you. I would go with that before I would go with anything else. They know that societal backlash is next to none. Yes. So this is flip-flop. That's a good point. In fact, I would say I would almost go with the fact that the environment, society, the expectations have led women to have a false sense of security about these things. And finally, there's so many of these things happening that we can see that this is an endemic situation. That meaning that it's way more common than people really want to admit that it is. Certainly more common, certainly more prevalent, certainly more frequent than incel shooters, than the Alex Manazians of the world, than the freaking Elliot Rodgers of the world. Just in the and again, I can't. It's very difficult to make comparisons of student teacher sexual liaisons, which is a crime, is a felony, and a guy who like Elliot Rodgers who wants to go and have a rampage, killing people. So it's definitely a degree higher than that. I acknowledge that, just so you guys know. But the thing is a frequency is this. It's like, it's still a crime. It's still a felony. So, and it's still sexually related. Same thing with incels, although they're not having sex, right? It's involuntary celibate. Why are we not, with such prevalence, with such frequency, why are there not surveys? Why are there not research? Why is there not, multiple questions? Why are we not paying these poor girls $25 to take a survey as to why they bang their student? Why is that not something? Why is that not fucking priority? Because Progress Victory won't fucking pay for it, because the DNC won't pay for it, because the whatever counterterrorism organization that's funding your fucking studies, they don't want to. We're not paying for that. We want to know more about these guys because we're afraid that they might be radicalized to vote for Trump in November 5th. Fucking ludicrous, man. But I think you're right, Flip Flop. Just getting back to your point here. They know that the societal backlash is next to none. That's, I think, is the key element there. Now, I've talked about this, and I don't think I've ever talked about this on a podcast before, but I've written several essays about this. The most recent one was called "Why We Fight," and in "Why We Fight," I explain that women will start shit with other guys, so to test. It's like the ultimate shit test, right? They will start shit with other guys or other women whose boyfriends happen to be there to test the boyfriend that they have. Meaning they'll start shit just to start shit. They'll be confrontational because they want to start a fight that they're hoping that their boyfriend or their husband is going to be able to settle. It's going to be able, you need to show me that you have the capacity for violence. So I'm going to start some shit with this guy and I want you to kick his ass. Let's you and him fight. That was the pickup artist parlance. That's what it's called. Let's you and him fight. And that kind of leads back to what I've said in the past, which is because we have empowered women really since the sexual revolution, but like for, let's just say, the last 60 years, because we have empowered women to the point where they know that if they are slapping another guy or they're being physically violent with another guy, that if that guy retaliates by slapping back or punching back or trying to, well, you threw the first punch, so this is self-defense. If a man in any way tries to defend himself physically, that woman on some level of consciousness knows that the 10 guys that are in the club that are around him are going to jump in and jump on top of him. And usually that's the case. I'm not saying it's always the case, but usually that's the case. And so like when, for instance, when was it recently, there was this spate, I guess, or there's a lot of the incidents of guys just going around like New York City and just like clocking girls in the eye. They would have like black eyes. Tim Pool was talking about this not too long ago. And he was like, good. Tim Pool said this. Good. They should. And people lost their shit on. So what do you mean? Where are the masculine? Tommy Lahren was saying the same thing. Brett Cooper comes up. Where are the masculine men who are coming to women's defense? Well, those guys go to jail for defending that. They're good. They go to jail for punching that other guy out. That's why. That's number one. And so people go, well, you voted for this. Fine. The other thing is guys will say equal rights and equal lefts. Okay, well, if you're gonna start shit, or if like you get hit and you want equal rights, well, it's up to you to defend yourself. Well, that's new world privilege with old world responsibilities for guys. So the responsibility to protect a woman is a masculine virtue or masculine duty. And most guys would agree with that. I get it, right? But the problem is that women simply don't appreciate that. And that's why I threw in that one video in the beginning there. And it will never be appreciated. So, in fact, the only thing that's appreciated is, you know, how good you look, the money you have, your performance, everything else that guy was saying in that video as well. So the idea that there might be backlash, I think it has sort of, the way I'm going to sum this up. Okay, I've seen these videos, and I've actually seen this happen firsthand, where there'll be a bouncer at a club, and there'll be like a half drunk or fully drunk chicks trying to get into the fucking club, and the bouncer says, no, you're too hammered, you know, you go home, you know, I'll call you a cab kind of thing. And then the woman like starts beating on the guy and everything, and the bouncer's just like, all right, game on. And he doesn't even like hit her, he just forces her out into the alleyway or forces her out into the street kind of thing. And it's like, with enough force to like sort of knock her down, push her down. And of course, people want there to be some sort of sympathy for the girl. The problem is like, there's no sympathy because she's hammered, but she still believes, she has even drunk, she still has this false sense of security that somebody's going to come to her rescue if that's the case. And that's a problem you're going to have. Oh, he's going to come over? Okay, cool. We'll see. Yeah. So I think there's a false sense of security, like physical sense of security for women these days. And I think that kind of translates over to the idea that women are like in some way like untouchable when it comes to stuff like this. And to a larger degree, they are. Even when they get sentenced, they're not. It's always more lenient than it is for guys. Rollo, there will not be the same standard of justice when more women backing attorney generals, DAs, judges, and police. Yeah, exactly.